Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. A double honors to the apostle, elders of great millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, pushing the work in truth and sincerity. All right, so we wanted to do a quick lesson, okay? And hey, the Lord hasn't brought us this far just so he could leave us or so that we could be destroyed, you know? And as we notice the times getting, becoming more perilous, the world becoming more dangerous, we getting closer to the end and so on and so forth, and Esau coming down with great wrath. The Lord is going, pretty much, he's going to keep us in those times.
He's going to deliver us.
Yeah, that's right. Because he didn't bring us this far to destroy us, man. That's, period. All right. Okay. And the Lord is one who, he wants to sustain us. He wants to provide for us. All right. In fact, that's something that he prides himself on, his words. Okay. And look, I'd rather take the Lord's word. All right. And he'll get mad, if you don't, how can I say, trust in his words,
Yeah, it's a word of promise.
Yeah, come on. That's right.
Lord got the word of promise. The word won't go back void.
Let me turn the notifications off so because when it buzzed, it moved the camera. But yeah, man, So the first precept we want to start at that Samuel. Yeah, because
Samuel, yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, what kind of examples could we use? And David, of course, all right, when he slew Goliath, okay, and we want to make this short, and Lord willing, this is edifying, okay, so we can start in that Samuel.
Start at 4.
Kind of.
All right, this 1 Samuel 17:4. It says, and there went out a champion out of the camp of the Philistines named Goliath of Gath, whose height was 6 cubits and a span.
Yeah.
So basically, he was like 6 feet.
No, 6 cubits.
6 cubits.
Yeah, some scholars say 12, 13 feet or
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
9 feet, something like that.
All right, I'm read it again. It says, Samuel, not 6 feet, but
Yeah.
I had to think about it like hell no. But
yeah, average, he'd be my size.
He be our size, right?
Yeah.
This back at first Samuel 17:4. It says, and there went out a champion out of the camp of the Philistines named Goliath of Gath, whose height was 6 cubits and a span. Shalom.
Yeah.
For those that's tuning in.
All right. I guess they like to do this shit. All right. The dating site shit. So I'm gonna report you. All right. And hopefully block your ass. See, because you think you funny. Let's see. If you don't mind, Kazak when you're older, I'll probably oh wow. Let me see. But anyway.
Report his ass.
Yeah, already did.
Okay.
But yeah, so you can go ahead, bro.
All right.
Continue. Let's see. Yeah, Hebrews 6:10 from the brother Kazak ben Yehuda, but Yahweh Shabbat. It says, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have shewed toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister, right? And so the Lord holds that in high esteem, what we're doing, The Lord said, if we love him, feed his sheep, and we're coming into times where we're going to be dealing with agents. We're going to be dealing with all sorts of opposition, and the Lord's going to have our backs, man,
Yep.
All right. And we ain't gonna have nothing to worry about. Okay. Sometimes, you got to try a the Most High. Try His word, because the scriptures say that His word is already tried. So you gotta trust in that word that's already been proven, which we're gonna get, you know, and see how the Lord works for you, man. You know, and we're coming into those times, you know, like the dude posting, you know, adult dating sites. Nigga, I got a woman. All right, I don't need no fucking adult dating site, man. And this the shit we're gonna have to deal with. Hey, but you know, brothers, be prepared.
He was just scoffing, man. That was it.
Yeah.
Just scoffing and shit, man.
God, be prepared for shit like that, because if you're not on point, it could throw you off. Yeah. And the times we live in, we gotta be on point. You know? So, you know, death and destruction is gonna come to our enemies, man. The Lord gonna fight for us, man.
Mm-hmm. See, he marked himself putting that on there, you know?
Kind of. Here I had, we'll continue though, man. You know, see, Satan trying to, but you know what that did? Just gave me a jolt in the spirit, man. You know, that our enemies are always watching. And even though they're watching, man, you know, we still got the Lord on our side, man. You know? So you got it, bro.
Go back to 1 Samuel 17 and 4. It said, there went out a champion out of the camp of the Philistines named Goliath of Gath, whose height was 6 cubits and a span.
Right, so he was a champion. So this man was known in that in the known world around that time. His name was buzzing.
Yeah, because he was a known warrior, man.
Yeah, he was a champion.
A heathen.
Yeah, and he was feared.
Yeah.
Okay. And he comes with, is he from the Anakims or
Philistines?
Philistine.
He's a Hamite.
Yeah, a Hamite. Okay, so, you know, he had, you know, his name was buzzing. He was a champion. He was feared. Okay. And this is a time where, you know, we had a king. We had our king. All right, which was Saul. All right, but it's, you know, it's going to go into it. But Saul was like, you know, Saul didn't even want to fight, you know. So you can continue on.
Verse 5, it says, he had a helmet of brass upon his head, and he was armed with a coat of mail. And the weight of the coat was 5,000 shekels of brass. So that was a heavy ass coat.
Yeah. He's a big dude.
Yeah, big guy, you know. It says, and he had graves of brass upon his legs and a target of brass between his shoulders.
Yeah. He was a strong dude. You know.
Being well equipped.
Yeah.
It says, and the staff of his spear was like a weaver's beam. And his spear head weighed 600 shekels of iron. And one bearing a shield went before him. And he stood and cried unto the armies of Israel and said unto them, why are ye come out of your battle in array? And it said, am not I a Philistine, and ye servants of Saul to Saul? Say, choose you a man for you, and let him come down to me. It says, verse 9, it says, if he be able to fight with me and to kill me, then will we be your servant. But if I prevail against him and kill him, then shall ye be your servant and serve us.
Yeah, so our people are literally fighting for, you know, their laws, their life.
Yeah.
You know, their families. All right. And, you know, he's simply taunting us. All right. And that's what the nations have been doing, you know, since our inception in this world. And how much more now, you know? And this is the perfect underdog story. So, you know, we fit that mold. Okay, our lives have always been against the wall, so to speak. And our enemies have always come in great power and might, you know, and might.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Verse 10, it says, and the Philistines said, I defy the armies of Israel this day. Give me a man that we may fight together.
So the champions fight. You seen it in the movie, what's that, Troy?
Yeah.
All right, when Achilles fought the other champion, okay, you know, and whoever won, just like this scenario, whoever won, all right, the opposing team or the opposing army had to be in subjection.
Yep.
All right, but we're not going to be in subjection to Esau. Okay. Let me see, brothers posting precepts. So, and the water for the precepts too, Aki. All right. Hebrews 6:11, it says, and we desire that every one of you do shew the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end. That's right. And we got to put in our work, all right, so that we can be built up, all right, with the hope that we need, okay? All right, which is a precept that I wrote down that was basically explaining that, trust in the Lord. And if you put, cast your burdens upon the Lord, if you put your energy into the Lord, all right, those words are going to be confirmed, all right? They're going to be tried. And, they're going to work for you, all right? Sirach 4:28, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee, all right? Psalms 12:6, well, we don't let, you know what, I'll come back to these precepts when I finish that.
Yeah, verse 11, it says, when Saul and all Israel heard those words of Philistine, they were dismayed and greatly afraid. So they were scared as hell.
Yeah.
They basically ain't had no faith in the Lord. It says, and now David was the son of that Ephrathite of Bethlehem, Judah, whose name was Jesse. And he had 8 sons. And the man went among men for an old man in the days of Saul. And the 3 eldest sons of Jesse went and followed Saul to the battle.
All right, so his older brothers are in the army, so to speak. And David's the youngest.
Yep.
And pretty much a kid that's out the way, tending to the sheep or whatever he had to do, but he was out the way, so, out of sight, out of mind. So nobody really thinking about David, I'm sure his brothers were probably greater in stature, probably more mightier than him, So you got it.
It says, and the names of his 3 sons that went to the battle were Eliab, the firstborn, and next to him Abinadab, and the third Shemath. And David was the youngest, and the 3 eldest followed Saul. But David went and returned from Saul to feed his father's sheep at Bethlehem.
Right. So he had to tend to his chores.
Yep.
You got it.
It says, and the Philistines drew near morning and evening, and
imagine that though, because they could have been like, he could have wanted to go,
right,
and they told him, no, the hell,
no, go back and feed those sheeps. Yep. Tend to the flock. The spirit tend to the flock.
Yeah.
It says, but there David went and returned from Saul to feed his father's sheep at Bethlehem, and the Philistines drew near morning and evening and presented themselves 40 days.
Yep.
And Jesse said unto David his son, take only now for thy brethren an ephah.
Yeah, because you know what, this story speaks volumes for who we are, and the position that we're put in. We're overlooked. All right, we're out of sight, out of mind. In a sense, we're the youngest, the black sheep of the family.
Yep.
So that story, this story speaks volumes for, our time and space now. So
it says, and Jesse said unto David his son, take now for thy brethren an ephah of this parched corn and these 10 loaves, and run to the camp to thy brethren. And carry these 10 cheese unto the captain of their thousands. And look how brethren fare, and take they pledge. It says, now Saul and they and all the men of Israel were in the valley of Elah, fighting with the Philistines.
Mm-hmm.
And David rose up early in the morning and left the sheep with the keeper, and took and went as Jesse had commanded him, and he came to the trench as the host was going forth to the fight, and shouted for the battle.
Yeah. So imagine David's mindset. He's simply about to just give his brothers a care package, and his mind is probably focused on, tending to the sheep, and then he's charged with a task to, give his brothers a care package.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably not even thinking about,
The war.
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that, yeah.
his mind probably not even on that. Go ahead.
It says, for Israel and the Philistines had put the battle in array army against army.
Mm-hmm.
And David left his carriage in the hand of the keeper of the carriage, and ran into the army, and came and saluted his brethren.
Yeah. So think about that. How exciting it is to see your older brothers
Fighting in
Yeah.
war.
You got it.
It says, and he talked with them. Behold, there came up the champion, the Philistine of Gath,
Mm-hmm.
Goliath. By
So
name.
he's talking to his brothers, and then this,
Big tall motherfucker come up.
big strong, big mighty mother.
Yeah. It says, and as he talked with them, behold, there came up the champion of the Philistines of Gath, Goliath, by name, out of the armies of the Philistines, and spake according to the same words. And David heard them, and all the men of Israel, when they saw the man, fled from him, and were sore afraid. And the men of Israel said, Have ye seen this man that is came up? That is came up. It says, surely to defy Israel is he come up, and it shall be that the man who killeth him, the king will enrich him with great riches.
Yeah. See, and I'm sure David's eyes got big.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure he was vexed to see some, big guy, Goliath talking shit the way he was talking shit, because I'm sure he was talking shit.
Of course.
It
says,
he could have said, I'm gonna make concubines out of your wives.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He could have been talking on that type of time.
Yep. I'm reading 25 again. It said, and the men of Israel said, Have ye seen this man that is come up? Surely to defy Israel is he come up, and it shall be that the man who killeth him, the king will enrich him with the great riches, and will give him his daughter, and make his father's house free in Israel.
Yeah. Now that's saying something.
Where's that up?
Because the king, Saul is the tallest. The tallest nigga in Israel at this point. He's the scripture say his shoulders. He had the broadest shoulders in Israel.
Yeah, his size intimidating.
Yeah,
intimidating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So if Saul didn't want to, lead that battle or fight the champion, that says a lot, But go ahead.
It says, and David spake to his men that stood by him, saying, What shall be done to the man that killeth the Philistines, and taketh away the reproach from Israel?
Mm-hmm.
For who is the uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living power?
Is this David talking? I think this is David speaking.
Yeah, David. Yeah.
It was like, who the hell is this guy?
Yep.
It vexed him that this dude was, of this guy's prowess, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
It says, and he said, and the people answered him after the manner, saying, So shall it be done to the man that killeth him. And it says, and Eliab, his eldest brother, heard when he spake unto the men, and Eliab's anger was kindled against David. Mm-hmm. And he said, Why comest thou down hither? And with whom hast thou left those few sheep in the wilderness?
Right. Ain't you supposed to be watching the TV? What the
He
hell?
was pretending to the sheep.
Yeah. What are you doing
What you
here?
doing in the war battle, man?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. It says, I know thy pride and the naughtiness of thy heart, for thou art come down that thou mightest see the battle.
Right. So he probably, Dave was probably also in that spirit of, just curious,
Mhm.
But yeah, go ahead, Slack.
Yeah, man. That's hey. David wants to see what's going on.
Yeah.
It said, David said, what have I know done? He said, and David said, what have I now done? Is there not a cause? And he turned from him towards another and spake after the same manner, and the people answered him again after the former manner. It says, and when the words were heard which David spake, they rehearsed it. They rehearsed them before Saul, and he
Mm-hmm.
sent for him. It says, and David said to Saul, let no man heart fail because of him.
Right. So don't be afraid of this guy because of this guy, and that shows you the passion and
Yeah.
the you know
See, Saul was intimidated
yeah
by Goliath, man.
yeah, but David wasn't, man.
No, he wasn't.
You know.
It says, and David said unto Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. So don't be scared of this nigga.
Yeah.
Say, thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine.
Mm-hmm.
And Saul said,
Right. So I'll go fight him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Saul said to David, thou art not able to go against the Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth.
Right. So Goliath was raised as a warrior, and you just a little boy.
Yeah, you a sheep herder.
A stripling.
Yeah, you basically saying you just guide sheeps.
Mm-hmm.
You tend to the flock, and then Goliath is the like trained warrior, man.
Yeah. From his youth up.
It says, and David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear and took a lamb out of the flock. And I went.
So David had resilience. Mm-hmm. He had courage, and these are the type of principles that we have to display,
Yep.
And really that's the point of just reading this. David's mindset, because he come from nothing or being overlooked, being a little brother, being a black sheep or whatever you want to call it. They don't mean it. I'm not saying that his brothers treated him like crap, but he was the youngest, out of sight, out of mind, and he, he's seen this champion talking all this mess. And it was like, wait a minute, David understood his power, the power of the Lord. He had a sense of nationhood, who he was, who his people were, all right, and to his mindset, just like our mindset. Who the hell are they, or who the hell is he to come against that, or come against us? And we got to have that same confidence and pride in who we are and what we're doing. That's that's pretty much the point of this, And we don't have to read the whole thing, the account where he slung the thing, but you can continue a few more verses.
All right, come. It says the servant slew both of the lion and bear, and the uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he have defied the armies of the living power.
See, he said, I'm gonna do him like I did that lion and that bear. Okay, you got it.
Oh, here, this is where they get juicy.
Mm-hmm.
And David, moreover, the Lord had delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear.
No, I was about to say, I wonder why. Because this little guy, he got encouraged,
Yep.
Yeah.
It says, he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine. And Saul said unto David, go, and the Lord be with thee. And Saul armed David with his armor, and he put a helmet of brass upon his head, and also armed him with the coat of mail.
Mm-hmm.
He was getting ready.
Yep. Yeah.
And David girded his sword upon his armor, and he essayed to go. For it said, for he had not proved it, and David said unto Saul, I cannot go with these, for I have not proved them. And David put them off him.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't test none of this gear. It was probably heavy. It was probably clunky.
Yeah.
You know. So like, I can't take this because I haven't tried it. You know.
Right.
All right.
It says he took it off. He said, and he took his staff in his hand and chose him 5 smooth stones out of the brook, and put them in a shepherd's bag. And it says, which he had even in a scrip, and his sling was in his hand, and he drew near the Philistine.
Oh, a sling, yeah.
Yep, it's a sling.
Yep.
It says, and the Philistine came on and drew near to David, and the man that bare the shield went before him. It says, and when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was a bit youth.
Yeah. So he underestimated. He disdained him, but at the same time he underestimated David.
Yep.
Okay. And that's we could say the same thing to what we're going through in this time and space that we're living in now, dealing with our enemies and them coming and opposing us and coming against us and how they're going to come. All right. They're underestimating us. All right. They're underestimating the power of the Lord. Okay. You know, which that's towards our advantage.
Yep.
You see, that's towards our advantage because they don't believe that, you know, the Lord is going to come and save us. All right. The scriptures talk about the strangeness of our salvation, you know, and well, the Lord is going to raise up a standard, and that's more of what I'm referring to. The Lord is going to, you know, protect us and sustain us in these times of danger. So it's not a time to, you know, get down or doubt. It's a time to really start believing in what we have been reading.
Yeah, faith plays a role.
Huh.
In
You cast all those burdens on the Lord and seek him, and he's going to sustain you because that's what the Lord wants to do.
Yep, God.
You know? Go ahead.
It says, verse 42, it says, and when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was a youth and ruddy, and of fair countenance.
Yeah, and ruddy doesn't mean red, man.
No, it doesn't. It don't mean red. He was basically handsome.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like this. Who's this smooth face?
Yeah, he was a look.
Yeah.
You know, he was a handsome kid, man.
Yeah.
You know.
You got it.
God, it says, and the Philistine said unto David, it says, and
His face was glowing.
Yeah, he had a glow to his face, yo.
You know, like who's this? You know, he probably ain't have. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you got it.
It says, and the Philistine said unto David, am I a dog that thou comest to me with staves? And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. So they're trying to put a curse on David.
Yeah. And what are they doing today? They're trying to curse us and put and do seances and all type of stuff.
Right.
You know?
It says, and the Philistine said unto David, come to me, and I will give thy flesh unto the fowls of the air, and to the beasts of the field.
I'd imagine saying that. I'm a slave. Even though he's a stripling, he's young, you know, and he's talking to a giant.
And then that lets you know, man, how much these heathens, you know, hate Israel, man. You know, the way he said it.
Yeah, and they're saying worse stuff now.
They say worse, yeah.
They're talking about they're putting policies in place so they can completely eradicate the nation of Israel.
Yep.
All right. Mainly the remnant. Okay. Because the rest of Israel, the 2/3, they mean absolutely nothing to Esau. You know, they really want the creme de la creme. They want the remnant, but they're not gonna have a chance at destroying the remnant. All right.
The elect.
Because that standard is gonna be lifted.
Yep. Then David said to the Philistine, thou comest to me with a sword and with a spear and with a shield, but I come to thee in the name of Yahweh,
See,
of hosts, the Most High of armies
Yeah.
of Israel and the angels, man.
Yeah.
You know.
So he's declaring his God, like we're declaring our power. And you better believe our God is a living God.
Yep.
With power.
With power,
you see, and that's brothers really have to take that in, really meditate on that. You really have a God that looks after you, and that wants to sustain you. You know.
Yep. It said David to the Philistine, "Thou comest to me with a sword, with a spear, and with a shield, but I come to thee in the name of the Lord, Yahweh, hosts."
That's right. They come against us in all wickedness and all. They got technology and they have weapons and weapons of war.
Also, they got sorcery, witchcraft.
There you go.
All that shit, man. They coming against us with.
We come in the name of the Lord.
We come in the name of Yahweh Shema Shai, man.
Because again, what is this? It's a spirit. It's a spiritual battle. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Yep.
So we don't come with no weapon. We don't have no weapon. We know we'll lose that type of war. But we come in the name of our God.
That's right.
We come to proclaim, all right, what the Lord basically his promises upon us.
That's right.
All right, and the promise that the Lord has towards the world and everything in existence. That's what we're proclaiming, man. That the Lord has a determination for everything. Okay, judgments, blessings. You have it. You know, you got it.
It says, and the Philistines said unto David, "Come." I'm gonna read this part. It says, "But I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts, Yahweh, the power of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defiled." All right. It says, "This day will the Lord Yahweh deliver me into my hand."
Yep, that's his mindset. You know. So David had the confidence that the Lord was going to deliver him already, and that's the type of confidence that we have to have.
Yep.
So we can cut that, you know, because brothers, you know the rest of the story, you know, and unless you want to go ahead and finish, because it was just a few.
We can cut that.
Yeah, cut. So we got a few more precepts, you know. So you can start from the first precept on that paper on the that I sent you. Yeah, because I just wanted to, you know, have at least a story of the Lord, you know, or David, the confidence that David had, all right, as a backdrop, you know, as a lesson of what we're going through. All right, we got that. We're supposed to have that same courage, you know, that same pride of nationhood and who we are. Okay, so you got it.
This is
You can give me one too.
Get on Psalms 55:22.
Okay.
It's Jeremiah 29:11. It says, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end."
This was the basis of the lesson. You know, the Lord wants to. We have an expected end. You know. Do you have an NLT on your phone?
Let me see.
Yeah, because I'm at a disadvantage. I don't really have my. I can't really look up nothing.
Hold on for a second. Go ahead and go to this real quick.
But yeah, the Lord wants to give us an expected end. Okay. If you can find it in the NLT and read it, and then I'll just finish reading it for you.
All right.
Oh, you got it? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I'm gonna go to this one on here. This is Jeremiah 29:11. It says, "For I know the Salakia."
Yeah, NLT.
Mm-hmm. Should say the same thing. Okay. It said, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, said the Lord, thoughts of peace, not of evil, to give you an expected end.
Yeah. Now reading the NLT.
It says, it says, for I know the plans I have for you, said the Lord. How they are plans for good and not for disaster.
There you go. So the Lord his plan is not to destroy us.
Yep.
To bring us this far and to go, the little sufferings, the little afflictions that we've gone through, the Lord is going to show us more. Mm-hmm. Okay? The story doesn't end here. All right? Esau coming down with great wrath, not all of us in prison camps, and no. All right? We're going to have that same hope, okay, that we've been building up through the years when those times of trouble.
He said in the spirit, too, it says, he said, and not, it says for good, not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope.
See? To give us a future and a hope.
And we wait for that future, man.
Yeah, period.
You know?
And that's how we got to look at this thing. Like, the Lord is going to really come through at these times, man. All right? He's came, and what is it, Romans 15? You know? Romans 15:4, it says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. All right? We got that same hope that David had. We got the same hope that other prophets had. All right? In the face of danger, in the face of total annihilation. Mm-hmm. All right? We don't even have weapons of warfare. So, you know, and it's the delight of the Lord to raise up and arise against evil and tyranny mm-hmm. in favor of the poor.
Yep.
And that's exactly what's about to transpire. You know? So this is Psalms 55:22. It says, cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. But thou, O God, shalt bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in thee. You see? So, the burden, our burden is what? Being completely annihilated by our enemies. And our enemies have a complete disdain and hatred for us, for no apparent, we know the reason.
Right.
All right? But their reason is not justified. Okay? Our reasons are justified.
See, the Lord gonna take care of us in these end times. Yeah. And he's not gonna let, you know what I'm saying, the men of the Lord fall, you know. Because understand, we doing the work. You know what I'm saying? We are servants, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We are basically diligent. Because the more you be diligent, you know what I'm saying, the better off you'll be a servant to Yahweh Shema Shai.
Yeah.
You know.
Next precept.
Let's see.
We got the brother had tons of precepts on here. So let's see, Sirach 4:28, strive. Yeah, we read that one. Psalms 12:6, the words of the Lord are pure words. There we go. As silver tried in a furnace of the earth, purified 7 times. Okay. And it's important to understand that his word is tried. Mm-hmm. So you got to try the words that the Lord has said. You know, we got to try and prove what the Lord is, his instructions. Okay. So if he gives us instructions and he said, oh, well, this is the pure way, this is the perfect way, which that should be the next precept.
Yeah, Psalms 18:30.
So this is Psalms 18:30. All right. We got to understand this. Psalms 18:30, it says, as for God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. All right. Okay. So if you trust in his word, okay, it's going to work for you because it's tried. All right. So try the Lord. All right. No, don't try him and tempt him, but try him and try his words by doing his words to see how it works for you. See how it works out for you. All right. It says, it's like it says, for who is the Most High save the Lord, Yahweh? Or who is a rock save our God? You see? Okay. Who is the perfect foundation save Yahweh Shai, man? All right. Okay. It says, it is God that girdeth me with strength and maketh my way perfect. You see, he maketh my feet like hinds feet and setteth me upon my high places. He teaches my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. Okay. All right. So the Lord is going to gird us. All right. He's going to make us strong. Okay. Especially in the times that we're living in. All right. Or we're about to go into. It says, thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand hath holden me up. Okay. And thy gentleness hath made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. I have pursued my enemies and overtaken them, neither did I turn again till they were consumed. The Lord is going to do the same thing for us that he did for David. So, what's the next one?
I got it right here.
Okay.
This is Psalms 37:25. It says, I have seen young, Salaki said, I have been young, and now I am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken.
Yep, see?
You know?
Again and again and again, we're reminded, all right? Those that trust in the Lord are not confounded. They ain't been able to confound us this far, okay? They ain't been able to come up against us this far. We're not compromised. Not the elect, not the hopeful, not these other groups. We can't speak for them, all right? Because a lot of these dudes are compromised.
Yeah,
all right.
The Lord never neglect us. He never, leave us behind, man. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Leave us, washed up. Leave us, hanging.
Forsaken and hopeless.
Forsaken, yeah. So the Lord is a righteous power, man.
Yeah. This is Ecclesiastes 1:14. It says, I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. 1 Kings 10:8. Happy are thy men, happy are these thy servants, which stand continually before thee, and that hear thy wisdom. All right, because that's the comfort. The wisdom is the comfort.
Yep.
And this wisdom, the things that we know, is going to lead to something else greater. Job 5:15, it says, but he saveth the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. That's right. You see? So the Lord is going to definitely rise up for the poor, because Esau he's really on one. All right. And his war is against the poor, the afflicted, those that can't protect themselves. All right.
Yeah, the ones that's feeble.
Yeah.
That's a big fucking bully.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's going against the ones that's weak. They don't know how to defend themselves, man.
Yeah. That's a coward. That's
a cowardly way to go.
Yeah.
You know.
That's Esau.
That's his spirit.
Yep. Sirach 2. Yeah. Sirach 2:10. Look at the generations of old, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? See, the Lord ain't despising if we call upon him. Of course, if we serve the Lord, the right way,
right?
We know we can't serve him on our own terms, but if we serve him according to the terms that he set and do exactly what he said to the best of our ability, he's not going to forsake us in these times, man. All right. Verse 11, it says, for the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. All right. So you brothers, man, hey man, offend less. Okay. And be great in the vocation that we were called, man, in this profession of ours. All right. So that the Lord, so that you can have that favor in that time, in that day. Sirach 2:12, verse 12, it says, woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth both ways, or two ways. All right. You can't be fearful. Okay. You gotta have trust and confidence in the Lord.
That's right.
And he is the confidence of all the ends of the earth, man. Okay. Watch the confidence that we exude in the times that we live in these times, man. We're gonna be surprised ourselves how much confidence the Lord is gonna give us in the times that's coming, man. And their faces are gonna be pitiful. All right. They're gonna have these people are gonna be in the worst situation ever. Sirach 2:13, woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. And we already know, if you don't believe in the Lord, you are condemned. All right. It says, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. You got to believe to be defended. It says, woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? And those that lost patience, those are the ones that's going to give in to the demands of our enemies. All right.
The ones that ain't do the work, the ones that didn't, well, they ain't had no faith, they ain't had no,
Yeah.
They,
it starts with those dudes that take their hands from the plow.
Yep.
All right. You're going to be made an example.
Yep, turn back to your vomit. Yep.
That's right. Yeah.
Turn back to your vomit, man. Like you mentioned, man. You're going to be given over to the wolves, man.
Yeah. This is Kazak Ban Yahabara again. In those precepts I'm reading that's posted in the chat. So Proverbs 20 and 24. It says, man's goings are the Lord are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? Psalms 18 and 2. The Lord Yahweh is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my power, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation.
Like the Lord wants you to trust in him. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because if you trust in him, you know what I'm saying, he's not going to lead you, you know what I'm saying, lead you to the left. All right? He's not going to basically forsake you. He's not going to, you know, basically leave you behind, like I just mentioned earlier. Yep. You're not going to have no, you know, he's the Lord, man. He's, like I mentioned, he's a righteous power, man. You can't beat that. Like you mentioned, man, that's how we came so far. Lord protect us when we was in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because he ultimately had that suspected
yep.
and expected end for
He's
us.
a righteous mercy power, man.
God.
You know?
So it says, in my high tower, Proverbs 18 and 10, the name of the Lord is a strong tower, all right, which is the key to our salvation, all right, is the key to, you know, our protection, okay, is the name of the Lord, okay? It says the name of the Lord, Yahweh, is a strong tower, all right? The righteous runneth into it and is safe. So the name is going to play a huge role in our salvation, okay? So that's why we don't have time to be fumbling and talking about the name. We're not unsure of the name or stuff like that. No, we're sure of the name, all right? And that foundation was laid in the beginning, and we're going to build off of that, okay? All right, we can't walk with unsurety, all right, because your foundation is going to be unsure. It's not going to be a rock, all right? Psalms 124 and 8, our help is in the name of the Lord who made heaven and earth. That's right.
Yep.
Okay. And again, these precepts, all right, these are confirmed words. These are words that were tried by men, and those men, all right, you know, showed their faith and they're remembered. That's why we're reading it. Okay. All right. And take that into consideration. Okay. If we're reading it, then that means it's a success. All right. 135, Psalms 135:4. For the Lord hath chosen Jacob unto himself and Israel for his peculiar treasure. That's right. Okay. And we're going to be peculiar in the Lord's eyes, man. We're going to be slacky, another word for peculiar. But with, you know, in the eyes of the Lord, we're peculiar, man. Yeah. All right. Like, all right. So that's right. Psalms 135:5. It says, for I know. Do we have any more on that list?
Oh, that's it. That was
okay.
That was the last scripture.
All right. So for I know that the Lord is great, and that that our Lord is above all gods. Right. So there's no other power on this planet, in the universe, all right, that can compare or that has power like the Lord. Okay. And the point is that, hey, you look at all these nations, especially Esau and them, they pray to their gods, all right, to come against us. Just like Goliath cursed us in the name of his gods.
That's right.
But what did that do for him? All right. All that did for him was him ended up with a smooth stone in his forehead. All right. And that's and the same for our enemies, man. All right. Proverbs 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So it doesn't matter who, you know, the wicked side with, who they holding hands with, they're going to be punished. All right. So it don't matter how great the opposition, the Lord's going to say the righteous. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. You had any closing statements?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna continue to read that Psalms 37 and 25 real quick. It says, I have been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread.
Yeah. So in the times of famine, the righteous are not going to be begging for bread. The scripture says he's going to feed us. All right. That's a sure thing, man. All right. He fed Elijah. Okay. When in the time of famine. Okay.
That's right.
He even uses a certain fowl. I forget. It's either a sparrow or it was a fowl that the Lord used to feed Elijah. Okay, so that was a peculiar situation.
Yep.
And just imagine how our situation, how peculiar it's going to be, man. The Lord, we're going to see a lot of things. We already seeing signs.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
We already see.
sign.
We think a thought in our head and then look up, see a sign, and the sign that we see is like encouragement towards what we were just thinking. Like we're seeing that certain things, man, through the Spirit. If you're not seeing it, then something is up. But you should be seeing signs, little spiritual signs. You should be seeing all. You should be getting. You should be overcoming certain demons and spirits. Like this is the time right now, man. This is the time right now.
You got some meat on here, huh? Just had one scripture. Let me keep reading.
Oh, okay. No, I was just putting it together.
Yeah, it says, He is never merciful. He is ever merciful, and liveth, and his seed is blessed.
See.
All right. It says, depart from
Hey,
evil.
and you individuals, you brothers, man. All right. The scripture said that there was men and old who didn't even get to see the salvation.
Yep.
They had hope in things that were way far off, and they kept their integrity. We, on the other hand, we are the manifestation of that hope. Okay. We are most likely we are the seed of righteous men. All right.
That's right.
And through us, Lord knows the possibilities. Us being saved, part of the first fruits, redeeming our families, in the kingdom. All right. The possibilities are endless, man. And Jake has to think with that mindset. You got it.
God, it says, therefore, it says, depart from evil and do good.
That's right. And that's what we need to be doing now.
And
man.
dwell forevermore.
See, depart from evil, do good, and dwell forevermore, man.
And that dwelling is the land. It's the land that they be going back to, man.
Yeah, ultimately,
Kingdom of heaven,
that's
man.
what it's going to lead to.
Nope.
Yeah. But it starts within us first.
Yep.
It
says, for the Lord loveth judgment and forsaketh not his saints.
There you go. He loveth judgment and forsaketh not his saints.
Up in here.
So Esau, Esau in trouble, man. The nation's in trouble, man.
They say they are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off.
See, and that's what we're coming into. There's going to be salvation and desolation. All right, and the righteous seed is going to be saved.
Yep.
And the wicked are going to be cut. They're going to be cut off, man.
It says,
they're going to be cut off.
God. It says, the righteous shall inherit the land and dwell therein forever.
That's right.
It said, this is a future prophecy. When you say forever, what it means forever means age after age after age, man.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yeah. My brother got a few more precepts up here. Let's see. Isaiah 55. Sirach 33:1. It says, there shall no evil happen unto him that feareth the Lord, but in temptation, even again he will deliver him. See? So being scarcely saved, that's part of our endeavors, man. That's what we've always had to go through, being scarcely saved. This is nothing new. Our backs has always been against the wall. Habakkuk 1:5. Behold, ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously. For I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told you. The Lord telling you gonna save us. He's telling us about his strange work that he got for us. And Jake still don't believe it. You see?
Come on.
It says Isaiah 55:6, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, call ye upon him while he is near.
It's gonna come a time he ain't gonna be found.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't call upon the Lord now, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the doors of mercy is closing, man. You know?
Yeah. People calling and stuff. So it says let the Isaiah 55:7, let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him. These are the times that the doors are open. These are the times for us to get right. And the Lord, because the Lord is pitiful, he's merciful, he's long suffering. All right. Okay. And ultimately he want to do us good, man. All right. So just, get in order. All right. It says, and he will have mercy upon him and to our Lord, unto our power, for he will abundantly pardon. Matthew 13:16, it says, but blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. That's right. Verse 17, for verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men, Salakia, have desired to see those things which ye see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. All right. It says Baruch 4:1. That's right. And that just goes back to what I was saying earlier. All right, we're in that position where we're fulfilling the Lord's will, of the promises that was made towards the men of old.
That's right.
All right. Baruch 4:1, it says, this is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endures forever. There you go. This is perfect. His law endures forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. All right.
Oh man, that's scary.
Yeah.
That's scary. You lead this truth. You know what I'm saying? You lead the book of the Lord, man. The book of this commandments. The Lord gonna kill you, man. And you don't want to go through that. Yeah, man, because you can't lead this. Because once you in, you're in. This is your culture, man. All right. This is your lifesaver, man. The scriptures, the truth.
By default, you're gonna perish if you don't believe it.
If you don't believe in this,
because it's the only thing. It's the only thing. It's the only light. It's the only truth. Wisdom of Solomon 7:28. For God loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. 2 Ezra 6:27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. That's right. Verse 28. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome. The elect is gonna overcome corruption.
Yep. And the corruption coming here to America, man.
Yeah, it's already been corrupt. The world is corrupt through that perpetual seed, Esau, Edom. They're the one. They're pushing this wickedness and all these vibrations on you, all this corruption, everything. The scriptures say they search out iniquities.
Yep.
So they search out wickedness. Okay, they search out the highest forms of how can I say, abominations, man. All right, and they try to cast it on us. Okay, but that's gonna be overcome by the elect. All right, it says, "In the truth which hath been so long without fruit shall be declared."
That's right.
And we're declaring it now, but when we go into that next phase, it's gonna be made manifest who the Lord's men are.
Right.
You see, we're coming to the point where the Lord's men is gonna be made manifest. It's chosen. That was pretty much it. Lord willing, this was edifying. It was a little rocky at first, but spirit deal, dealt. Yeah, man. We got a lot to look forward to. All right, we got a lot to look forward to.
The future,
because it's not all doom and gloom. Even though that's what we've always had our backs against the wall. We've always been under doom and gloom. We always had our enemies come against us. All right. So really, it's not doom and gloom. All right. The evils that's about to come, yeah, it's evil indeed, but it's the righteousness of the Lord. All right. That's the time to rejoice. Okay. Because a lot of good things are going to be revealed, made manifest in the times that we live in, man. All right. So it's nothing new as far as the doom and gloom, and Jake, you get out of that spirit of always, always gonna get bad. We know it's gonna be. It's always been bad. All right,
It's gonna get worse.
it's gonna
You
get
ready
worse.
for that?
You know, but the mindset, who gives a fuck about it being worse? To be honest with you, okay, we needed to get worse so we can get the fuck out of here. But our mindset is that, you know, the Lord is going to perform the works that He said. All right, and that we have an expected end. Period.
Also,
That supersedes the you know the darkness that
yeah, because it all goes back to, you know, the
Lord
Lord ain't
will
gonna
do
forsake
it.
us, man. That's
Yeah,
all.
man.
That's it. That's all, man.
Yeah, so you know
Whatever, how it's gonna get, how fucked up it's gonna be.
it's already for it's, you know.
How more fucked up it's gonna be.
Just hold on, right? Just hold on tighter, shit. You know.
Lord ain't gonna forsake us, man.
No.
That's it.
And with that, and we can give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. A double honors to the apostles, elders, a great millstone. A salvation, salutations to you, Akim, pushing the work in truth and sincerity. Until next time, we say shalom.
Shalom.